So I'm a little bit sluggish because they 2 3 days ago they start nuking and frying my brain at night just to probably create the mucus and melt it down and make you feel like sluggish that you're not right. They would do that. I remember in 2019 when I first got to university in England. They're Islamists of different ethnicities, and they're all involved local people. They would do that 2 or 3 different times. They did that to me. The intentions behind were to repel the girls from me, but when I wasn't after any, I just went there. I've explained in previous videos. So how would I know when I would cough or I would have like a nasal drip? They would, perpetrating girls, they would come around and they would pretend coughing, but they caused me. But this is how they have all sorts of frequencies, they have all sorts of technologies they have applied here, and yeah, I mean, one could imagine only they. It's a shame for any ordinary civilian. They have, gathered the communities and, you know, what they have caused the troubles and, those kind of dramas and abuses abroad. It's a horrific shame to the nation, I would say. Then I received V2K a few months ago. Well, this local community actually did not want you to go for further studies because they wanted to stay like rest of the family members. When you left a job from Slumberjay and you were thinking that it's involuntary unemployment and you for some reason you're not getting job, but that wasn't the case. They were holding you back, they were sabotaging in the background, they were doing everything. But when I went there, they disclosed sort of everything because they knew I would complete the masters and get on with my life and the circumstances would get better. Who do that? These V2Ks, either the respective households or external implanted perpetrators on their behalf. I would not know, but whether they are true or false, regardless, it's understandable. They are the main surrounding people from this Sadat colony or at least this city, Wakent. Then another similar V2K I received. Why did you study like it was like some sort of grave sin? If you hadn't studied, so there would be chances people wouldn't be after you. Like this is not the case. The rest of these family members, they are not educated formally as I am, but they endured the worst. Obviously, I endured them. In certain cases, I endured more, but they did the same. It's the whole thing. Their plan was to keep everybody at the same level and keep them somehow, incarcerated. And these are the efforts. When I mention Islamist, it's unfortunately it's everywhere. Every time I look into that, they are initiators, they are planners, they are triggers. They did that, abroad. They involved their people, they involved their communities, they involved other Islamists. So I just share in fair manners. It doesn't mean that I speak anything against any religion. It's just in fairly I share what I lived. So yeah, in such there it's micro details, which direction you're looking into the mirror, because it's a psychomotor torture. They keep varying intensities from time to time, based on your actions, what you eat, what you speak, where you sit, which color of bed sheet you're sitting on, which color of the chair and stuff like that, which direction you're sitting. If for momentarily they stop nuking you in certain direction, you're sitting still, and you scratch your, for example, forehead, or just if the fan is turning on above you, and you just put straighten your hair, they would construe differently to dismiss that. Okay, why did you move? They just flag your pinky finger or middle finger based on just that. So it's uh, they're just touching like lowest level of humanity I could only share. The people are learning, but nobody ever spoke up about it. There are so many other things that obviously I subjected to living what you live. So they basically make you feel like in certain situations when I was in, especially in Western countries, it's like your job. It's like, they make you do one thing one time. For example, deceivingly, they implant somebody who's underage, maybe 17, 16, or something like that, and then they badger you based on that. Like it's an abuse based hypnotic state of mind, I would say. You do that one time, two times, 10 times, and then you say, okay, maybe this is what they have. This is the only option you have, and you have invested a lot of effort. You suffered a lot. You got abused a lot. Maybe you will get the relief from this. This is uh, exactly what happened in when I was in Iceland, in December 2023, when my circumstances were same in Britain. So I decided to go there after researching. They are on number one global peace index, and a separate, island, and they don't have like a lot of they don't, I think, have their own military, so I supposed they won't have like intelligence related crimes there. But that wasn't the case. When I first got there, the third day, I said, this is not what I expected. I'm gonna go, let's say, from day one, they start nuking and torturing me. And then, it was December, then the Christmas break and New Year break, and it got to January. So whatever was available to me, it got to the point there. If I would try talking to some adult girl, maybe by over 18 or 20, 22, 24, something like that, their attitude would be like, you don't need us. You just you just get into the underaged. This was like that. We don't want to be bothered. So at that time, I had like a state of, despite I have shared in Dropbox link the letter from one of the intelligence officers. About 3 years ago, he informed me, and in intelligence language or in targeted victim languages, he made me aware that it's your bastards of your country who did that to you, to place the implant inside you. But still, I just overlooked because I never got any stable circumstances there, so I could look into that, and nobody was. willing to help. So I was availing whatever was available. So they, uh, so I would just